Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel Pretty in Paper by B, where we are all about sharing the joy of pretty papers. Now today I'm going to be walking you through step by step on how to make a beginner iris folding card, just like this one. So this sunflower greetings card is the topic of today's tutorial. So I've put everything you need in the box down below. So gather your supplies, get ready, and let's get crafting.
So as you can see guys, I've got all my supplies out in front of me ready for today. Just a reminder, everything you need is in the box down below, so make sure you've got all your supplies out in front of you. The first thing you'll need is the PDF template, which you can download from my Etsy shop. And I've cut this into the separate pieces following the dotted line. The card template is the first piece that you'll need. And you're going to line this up with the top edge of your A4 piece of card. Make sure your piece of card is portrait, and you're going to line up the top left corner with the top left corner of your piece of card. Grab your pencil and your ruler and use this to draw a straight line along the bottom of your card template. Now we do this so that our card base will be the right size for the DL card that we're making today. So our card base template is going to be square. So there you go. As you can see, I've got a little bit of a guideline to follow. So I'm going to grab one of my favourite tools, my mini guillotine, to do this nice simple cut. And this will just make sure that the base we're working with is square. And when we fold it in half, it will be that DL size that we're looking for. Perfect. So I'm going to lay out my square template in front of me, and I'm going to grab that card template again. I'm going to line it up with the top edges of the card base. So this time we're going to draw around the sunflower. I'm going to press down with a pencil to leave a slight indentation in the card. This will be the line that we use to follow when we cut out our sunflower silhouette. Perfect. So there we go. We have finished drawing around our sunflower outline. You can move your card template to one side, and you should be able to see a slight indentation line in the card base. And this will be what we use to cut out our sunflower. So grab your craft knife and your cutting mat and place your cutting mat on the table below, just to protect the surface. Be careful while using your craft knife, as we all know these can be pretty sharp. Put your hand behind where you're cutting to make sure that you don't injure yourself, and cut out your sunflower. So there you go guys, we have cut out our sunflower silhouette, ready for the next step. So move your cutting mat to one side because you won't need this anymore. And the next thing you'll need is a little bit of blue tack. So we're going to use this to stick our sunflower pattern in place on the table. And this has all the numbers and the lines that's going to show us where we are going to put our paper strips. So I'm going to use a couple of little pieces here to stick this down. And then I'll need a couple more little bits to stick my card silhouette over the sunflower pattern, so we can still see all the lines through the middle. So there we go. Our silhouette is ready for the next step. So the next thing you'll need to do is to choose your 6 pretty papers, and you're going to cut them into paper strips about 2 centimeters wide for this one. So the mini guillotine comes in handy once again, ready for our paper cutting. As you can see guys, I've got all my paper strips out ready for the next step. So grab your pattern guide. This is going to be what we use that tells us where each paper strip goes. So I've labelled them A, B, C and so on, and you just need to choose which of your papers is paper A, paper B, and make sure you're following the pattern guide as we go along. So grab a strip of paper A and fold over an edge of about 0.5 to 0.7 millimeters, and this is just so we've got a nice clean edge for our folding. It needs to be wide enough to cover the strip on the pattern. In this case we've got 3 number 1s, so it also needs to be long enough to cover all of that number 1 area. Cut your strip slightly larger than this area and you're going to make sure your folded edge is facing inwards towards the centre of the design. Grab a piece of sticky tape and stick down both ends of your paper strip. And that's it, guys. You're just going to follow your pattern guide and keep going all the way around your sunflower. So there we go, guys, putting our last strip in place, sticking down both of those ends, and we are ready for the next step. Perfect. So we're going to grab a piece of glittery card. Glitter is my absolute favourite, and make sure it's big enough to cover the hole in the centre of the design. And you're going to stick this down with a couple more pieces of tape. We're nearly at the best bit, guys. Just keep going. Make sure it's nice and secure. And there we go. So the best bit, are you ready? You get to turn over your card. And there you have it, your iris folding sunflower. Just look at how beautiful the spiral effect is. I always love the finished look of iris folding. So we're going to move our pattern out of the way because we don't need this anymore. Now we have a lovely front to our card, but we need to prepare for covering the back. Now to do this, we're going to fold our card in half first. I like to use a scoreboard for this. But you can just do it by folding the card in half. A scoreboard just creates that nice, neat line and a bit of a guide for your fold to make sure it's nice and straight. I like to use my scorer to press down the fold too, as again, it just gives that nice clean folded edge. Like so. Okay, so to cover the messy back of our iris folding, we're going to need a piece of paper. We want to cut this slightly smaller than the card template that we used at the start. And it's just so you have a little bit of border on the inside of your card. So you're going to fold this in half, like so. Now one thing that I like to do with my insert is to use a paper punch to punch out a little bit of a shape in the corners, and it just adds a little bit of detail to the inside of your card as well. But this is completely optional, you don't have to do this. So after we've done that, you're going to need to grab your double-sided tape and you're going to put some tape around the edges of one half of this insert that we've made, like so. So there you go. Our double-sided tape is lined the card, and I want you to peel off the back of the top and the bottom edges of the insert. For the long sides, I want you to peel halfway and fold the strip out like so. Now this is a little bit of a tip for when you're trying to line up your insert, and it just gives you a little bit more of an opportunity to manoeuvre it to make sure all your edges are straight and in the places that you want them. So you're going to line the folded edge up of the paper, keeping your strips out. And make sure your edges are square to the card. Like so. And when you've got it in the place that you want, like this, you can open it out, check it's exactly where you want it, and pull off the excess double-sided tape. Like so. And it just gives you that opportunity to make sure it's nice and straight. Now if, like me, you've got a couple of little bits of tape sticking out, you can cut these off with a little pair of snippers. And mini snippers are also one of my favourite tools to use. I don't know about you guys. So there we go. You have covered the back of your iris folding with a nice pretty insert. So now it's completely up to you guys what we do next. It's just optional embellishments. As you can see, I've cut out this green stalk with a few leaves on, and I've included the template for this in your PDF. So if you want to use this too, guys, help yourself. But again, completely optional. You might want to decorate your card in your own way. So I'm just going to stick this down with a little bit of glue. Making sure I've got glue on all the corners, because of course those are the things that peel up most easily. There we go. And then after that, I think I'm just going to add a little label. Now you guys can cut these out too. Very simple to cut out. So I'm going to stick them together and put on this stalk here, I think. There we go. And to finish it off, I'm just adding a name to personalise it with these gold letter peel-off stickers. I found these on eBay, guys. So if you are looking for something similar, check out eBay. And there we have it. A finished sunflower iris wedding card, ready for you to give to your friends and family.